What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger, my friends. Y'all know the vibes by now. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Man, it was the Milaysia Fulwiley game, y'all. Closed out the game against Maryland to help South Carolina advance to the Elite Eight, bro. Look, man, I'm telling y'all right now, what we learned is, one, Milaysia Fulwiley is probably the most unguardable player in the country. 11 fourth quarter points. She has that it factor, that edge to her, that she is willing to put this team on her back, carry them to the promised land if need be. The offense was stagnant, and they needed a boost. They needed her to save the season.
A game in which we didn't really have a whole lot of offensive fluidity. And when you have a dynamic player like Milaysia, you put the ball in her hands and you allow her to just create her magic. And she did that for us today. Has the ability to score, to pass, to defend. I just sit back and I'm thankful that we have such a dynamic generational talent on our team that, in one of the biggest games of our season, performed at a high level. To get back to us, we got to find some fluidity. I keep saying fluidity because we had no flow from an offensive standpoint. It's not like we weren't getting good shots. I thought we were actually getting good shots. I thought we were giving up good shots, and that created just this. It was just stagnant. Fagan's backing her man down, and she's at the rim, but she's dumping it off to Chloe, who is closely guarded. You're at the rim, go shoot the ball. You're single covered. If you're going to single cover us, you got to go get us a bucket. And we needed to do that time and time again. But we're unselfish, and we try to just make a play. And it's not any fault of their own. It's just that type of game. And Maryland did a really good job. I'll give Lizzie Spann a huge shout out. She was one of our former players. It was her scout. She did a really good job, so I congratulate her on that.
And on top of that, bro, she did it in her own shoes. I gotta salute her, man. Late with the butter, giving buckets in the butters.
The butters, how much work went into those shoes in particular, and how much of your performance can you say was because of those debut shoes?
I might wear these Sunday. I'm very excited and proud of how I played in my debut with my shoes, and I'm honestly just blessed, to be out there, to be able to go out there and put up 20 plus points in March, and not only do that, but and do that with my shoes on. It means a lot, and I'm just proud of myself, proud of my team for making this moment happen for me, and I feel blessed, honestly. I couldn't do it without the team that I have. They put it out there, they published it, they promoted it, they made them literally. The lady who actually helped design them, she was outside. She was in the game, so I'm just blessed to be able to live in the moment and have this moment playing in college basketball.
You could tell yourself in elementary school that you'd be performing like this in the NCAA tournament in your own signature shoe. What would you say about that?
I would tell myself that, wow, little girl, you made it. We didn't make it to the championship, but I feel like I made it in life, honestly, I feel very blessed each and every day, but today was one of those days where it was a full circle moment for me, and just going out there performing in front of my family. They were here, they traveled 7 hours to come here watch me play. I'm just excited that I can actually live my dream and live the moment that I always dreamed for, prayed for, and worked really, really hard for.
Milaysia, with the shoes, what's the creative process like? Are you very involved in all that, the color and the name, all that kind of stuff? What is that like?
I have a Zoom call with them, and I let them know kind of what idea I have and what I want and what I kind of want it to look like. And, they kind of just use my ideas and kind of mix it all together. And it's actually a girl who's working on it. So, us women, we do really great at our jobs. And, I'm just excited that they actually made it exactly how I was picturing it, because making shoes, I never made a shoe a day in my life. So I was just I don't know, make it lay with the butter, make it yellow or something. And my favorite color is red, so add some red in there. And they actually just did exactly what I said, literally. It looks great, and hopefully I can get me a butter deal. So
South Carolina picked up the win 71-67. It wasn't a good shooting night for either team. South Carolina was actually outshot 39.1% to 38.5%. Both teams knocked down 4 3-pointers. The free throws in the first half really kept this game close for Maryland, and they didn't get many after that. After that, South Carolina did a good job of not fouling as much, but South Carolina hit 17 of 21 of their free throws, dominate the glass per usual, 47 to 34. 13 assists, 7 blocks. Can we talk about it? But they also had 18 turnovers, man. Maryland's guards definitely put pressure on this team, like I said they would, but they were able to overcome it, man. Milaysia Fulwiley, 23 points, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. Not just getting it done from the scoring perspective, but also doing some playmaking as well. And Chloe Kitts was huge in this game with 15 points and 11 assists, or 11 rebounds. Nobody else scored over double digits. I agree with Coach Don Staley, man. It felt like this team at times was very passive. Sanaya Fagan, maybe Tina Powell, like Tessa Johnson. Some of them had some open shots that they passed up. Some of them just didn't make the bunnies. They got open shots. They were getting to the basket. But I agree, there wasn't a whole lot of fluidity with this offense, man. And Maryland, salute to them. Salute to Smickles. Salute to Cheyenne, Sellers. Salute to these players, these guards, and these, honestly, man, Maryland did their thing. Salem Poffenberger played a pretty solid game as well. She's very familiar with SC. Like, Maryland definitely did their due diligence of making shots, putting pressure, staying aggressive, attacking the cup, and I knew this Maryland guards would cause some trouble for South Carolina. This game was a bit close to comfort, man. A bit too close for comfort. But that's what you expect in the Sweet 16, As far as Milaysia Fulwiley, though, man, elite talent, man. It's going to be very hard to keep her off the floor. It's going to be very hard to justify her not getting more minutes with this group because she was just incredible. She put this team on her back. I mean, the way that she can get downhill and attack the basket, y'all, there's not a player in the country that can stay in front of her. When they absolutely needed her to turn it on, Milaysia Fulwiley turned it on, man. Like, just clutch, bro. I was just blown away at just her whole demeanor the entire game. She was just in attack mode, making no mistakes, just really out there getting after it, putting this team on her back, and she had no issue with doing that. She had no issue with doing that. And South Carolina has a big matchup against Duke. A huge matchup against Duke. And Don Staley knows this is going to be a quick turnaround for them. I think Raven Johnson and Joyce Edwards combining for 13 rebounds was huge. Like, the rebounding definitely saved them. I think the defense was better in the second half as far as not fouling. But Duke is going to be a whole different monster, man. Like, Ashlyn Jackson, Reagan Richardson, Mayer. I love Oluchi Okananwa as well. She is a big-time player, a big-time guard. Duke is got the depth. They are one of the best defensive teams in the country. They just held UNC to their lowest tournament score in the program's history. Like, this team always plays South Carolina tough. I think Kara Lawson she's cut from the same cloth as Don Staley. Really good point guard, really just understands the ins and outs of the game, motivator, very strategic, and runs her program like a pro. And, she has a lot of talent that she's able to really divvy up the minutes and get the best out of this roster as well. But Duke is going to be a very tough test. The thing with Duke is, man, we were waiting for the offense to catch up with the defense, and it absolutely has. They're shooting the ball extremely well, and this is going to be another very, very tough test for South Carolina, man. And it's such a quick turnaround because they're literally playing tomorrow.
Yeah, 24 hours. I mean, hopefully it doesn't take them that long, but we just got to be a little bit quicker. I think we have to do a good job of just, making sure they're confident. And how we do that is just making sure we're prepared. This is what you're going to see. It's just possibility of you going to see, whether they W, whether they single coverage you, whether they press us. So we have to get them comfortable in, what our game plan is and what to be expected from Duke.
Which is wild, man. But salute to Milaysia Fulwiley. People keep talking about, if she hits the transfer portal, this, that. I don't see a situation where she hits the transfer portal. But if she does, and if that were to happen and the world is completely shocked by this move and she decides to leave her home, her family, and the school and the championships that she's won, miraculously decides that she wants to go somewhere else, they would definitely be in big trouble. They would not have won that game without Milaysia Fulwiley. Now, do I see a situation where she does transfer? No. But I will say they definitely would have been in trouble without Milaysia Fulwiley. Overall, it was a great game. Maryland deserves all the credit in the world for pushing this team. And this was a game that they needed to be pushed in, man. South Carolina, I think, showed that they have another extra gear that they can reach still that we haven't seen. And Milaysia Fulwiley is easily one of the best in the country. She could be averaging 30, bro. It's obvious she could be averaging 30. On the other side, man, LSU closed out NC State. I got to shout out Aneesah Morrow, bro. She was incredible. I think her draft stock is soaring now. Showing that she can shoot the three, like she was doing it at DePaul, but now showing at LSU that she can shoot the three. Like, there's no way you're one of the top 3 teams in the WNBA draft and you're not calling Aneesah Morrow's name, straight up. Major. And this was a game of runs, man. It was a heavyweight fight where blows were exchanged. It was that fourth quarter where Michaela Williams really turned it up and went blow for blow with Zoe Brooks out of NC State. Kaylin Gilbert came up with a big stop when Flau'jae Johnson went out with the eye injury. Like, this game was very, very, very competitive. This is probably my favorite game of the whole day.
She just works. I mean, she's an undersized post player in there battling bigger girls, demanding the ball, guarding on the perimeter. We only hit 3 threes tonight. So for you WNBA scouts, I think she lit it up from out there. I think they forget she can shoot the 3 ball because that's all she did when she was at DePaul. But for us, it's not needed. So when she hit those 2 threes, I thought, okay, Aneesah's got it going on tonight. Now, she missed some, but she's just one you want on your team. She just is one of those kids that she plays that hard in practice every day. Sometimes you put her on the side because it's like, niece, this is one of those days where you can take a deep breath.
The love and support that I got from the fans when I first came on our visit, that's exactly why I came here. You get to see they travel. They care about you more than just a player. It's more of a person as well. They send you long paragraphs after the game if something go on and be like, you got this. And just how much that they see the growth in you as a person and how much you mature. Like, they really watch us and they really support us. And it's good for someone to not only care about you as an athlete, but as a person.
LSU picked up the win 80-73. They shot an impressive 43.2% from the field. Only 3 3-pointers. Aneesah Morrow hit 2 of them. They dominated the glass, though, with 52 rebounds compared to 36, 14 assists, 7 blocks as well, 7 steals. But the turnovers, 14 turnovers, something that plagued South Carolina, also plagued LSU in this game. But Aneesah Morrow, 30-19. Are you kidding me? 30-19. Talk about putting the team on her back. She was incredible. I love that she was showing the versatility, getting it off the dribble, opening the floor. They're sagging off of her. She's shooting the 3 ball. Down low, we know she's a menace. Undersized, it does not matter. She is pound for pound the best rebounder in the country, period, no matter who you ask. Leading the nation in rebounding. On the block, she's sensational, man. Like, her positioning, her force, her physicality, her footwork, her explosiveness, man. And you can tell that volleyball background. Like, she's just so explosive getting off the floor and getting to the glass, getting those rebounds, getting those putbacks. Samaya Smith has scored in double digits every game. She has been the X factor, 21 points and 11 rebounds. We talked about the size being an issue for LSU in the front court. Aneesah Morrow and Samaya Smith have completely put those I guess you would say concerns to bed. Samaya Smith played every minute of this game. She was big on defense as well. She looks even better than she did before the injury. Like, she is completely playing the best basketball of her career. She is absolutely an X factor for LSU. 21 points, 11 rebounds, 30-19 for Aneesah Morrow. It was a slow start for Michaela Williams. She finished with 19, 6, and 8 though. Led the team with 6 assists. 8 rebounds, like almost messed around with a triple-double. I think in the fourth quarter, she really came alive, hit some huge buckets for this team to help them come back when they were trailing and close this game out. Flau'jae Johnson, quiet night, 3 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Didn't have a bucket in the first half. Went out with the eye injury. Last year, Poa pulled from the starting lineup, only played 5 minutes. Cheyenne Wilson, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Kaylin Gilbert, 7 points. I think, though, Samaya Smith, too, there was a big point in this game where Kaylin Gilbert got that block. They were down 1. They were running up the floor, and Kaylin Gilbert was about to make a play or try to make a play, and Samaya Smith was like, nah, slow it down, slow it down. They back it out. Reset. Cheyenne Wilson gets it into Aneesah Morrow. They get a big bucket and take the lead and never really look back. When you talk about leadership and players that have been there before, this is what we're talking about in these matchups, man. Like, it's a huge advantage when you have a team and players that have been there before, that have played big minutes, and have been in these moments to where they know what it takes to win a championship. And that's what you're seeing. Now, I will say they are going to have their hands full with UCLA, man, who just put that thing on Ole Miss. Lauren Betts, we saw what she did to South Carolina. The size is incredible. But I think what we also saw is how to beat them, because USC had the perfect blueprint of defense. When you get physical with her, like Samaya Smith is going to bring the noise against Lauren Betts. If they bring traps, if they bring help, if they force her to make quick decisions, play physical with her like they did with Oldacre of Texas, like, this front court can definitely contain Lauren Betts. But you still got Kiki Rice. You still got London out there, knockdown shooter, Dugalich out there, Gabriella Jaquez. Like, there's still, to me, a Gardner. I love Janiah Barker. I think she's a first-round talent. Like, LSU is an extremely deep and long team. This will be physically the biggest team that LSU has seen this year. So it's going to be a contrast of styles, man. LSU wants to get out and transition. They want to run. They want to really push the pace and run you off the floor. That's where Flau'jae Johnson, Michaela Williams, and these guards can really get out in the space. For Aneesah Morrow, man, I think her ability to take defenders off the dribble, if they have Janiah Barker or Lauren Betts on her, like, her ability, I think Janiah Barker would probably be the better matchup to guard her just because of her length and her athletic ability. So she could give Aneesah Morrow some problems. But Aneesah Morrow is a straight bully down there. She's proven length doesn't bother her. And the fact that she's now hitting the 3 at a confident level, like, they're not going to be able to sag off her. Like, she can score legitimately from all 3 levels. She is a walking mismatch. But UCLA does have a lot of length to bother this team, and the front court depth is really big. They're going to need Flau'jae Johnson to get back and return to form, and they're going to need their bench. Jersey Wolfenbarger, Kaylin Gilbert, Cheyenne Wilson, Miracle Shepherd, who's been playing good basketball of late. Like, this is going to have to be a total team effort. But I do like LSU's chances against UCLA, man. But how about Aneesah Morrow, Milaysia Fulwiley saving their teams from elimination, putting the teams on their back, and showing that these are 2 teams that could absolutely compete and make it to the national championship game. So LSU defying the odds. I think a lot of people really slept on this team early, especially with the lack of front court production. A lot of pressure on Aneesah Morrow, but Samaya Smith has really been a difference maker, man. I commend her on really elevating her play throughout this tournament. So salute to her, man. I'm excited to see both these matchups coming up this weekend. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, though. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. And follow us on social media at Brandon Lee TV as well. Until next time, my people, we out.